Types of sexual abuse. It is important to teach children to respect their bodies, as well as those of others, both sexually and non-sexually. Above all, we need to accept children's sexuality, offer education, protection, avoid any form of sexual abuse. The types of sexual abuse change, depending on culture, moment in history and current laws. There is therefore no general agreement on abuse. In this regard, some health professionals are very cautious when it comes to sexual abuse. For example, some do not even consider female genital mutilation an abuse. FLIXLOPEZ condemns two professional and social behaviors, forgetting about the other forms of abuse and not considering children's sexuality. In this article we discuss the different types of sexual abuse. Respect me, but also answer my questions, accept my sexuality and teach me how to love. FLIXLOPEZ. 9 types of sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is an act that can affect a person's sexual and affective development. FLIXLOPEZ states that there are 9 types of sexual assault. Self-harm or any form of bodily harm to intimate areas. For example, genital mutilation or tying up breasts so they don't grow, etc. Sexual abuse. Abusers tend to be older than their victims. They are usually in positions of power and manipulate their victims. Sexual exploitation. Any kind of commercial sexual transaction. Pornography, including the production, sale and purchase of other people's sexual content with or without their consent. Child marriage. These arrangements are made by adults. The victims are often women. Does not accept sexual identity. For example, not recognizing transsexuals or transgenders. Many suffer from this and it affects their lives negatively. Does not accept sexual orientation. For example, not accepting homosexuality or bisexuality. This means not respecting a person's sexual and loving needs. Gender violence, domestic violence, violence across families and discriminatory education. Gender violence and intrafamilial violence affect socialization. Discriminatory education makes it difficult for people to fully develop their love and sexuality. Sexual negligence. Living in a sexually violent society and not accepting that people with disabilities have sexual needs and that they do not provide good sexual education at home or at school. Types of child abuse. Sexual abuse can disrupt the development of children, teenagers. Most abused girls are touched below the waist, while boys may be molested below or above the waist and also masturbated or forced to masturbate by their abuser. When the abuse is frequent, the effects worsen in 40% or 50% of cases. This happens because the child feels impotent or the abuse becomes more aggressive. It is important to teach children to respect their bodies, as well as those of others, both sexually and non-sexually. Above all, we need to accept children's sexuality, offer education, protection, avoid any form of sexual abuse.